Good morning. I am Kevin Price. Glad to be with you, talking to you about you and your business. I want to thank my friend Chris Kelso for sitting in for me yesterday. And was among the 4,000 homes that was hit by the flooding over the weekend, and slowly getting things back to normal. Grateful, though, that it certainly could have been worse. But I tell you what, I'll also say it was bad enough. But it's great to get back into studio. Great to have my first guest lined up. I always enjoy talking to my good friend Paul Carroll, who's really, I consider, a thought leader when it comes to helping people when it comes to the financial front and taking care of themselves financially. And always love the segments you bring on. How are you, Paul Carroll?
I'm great. Good morning. And it did rain a lot, didn't it?
It did rain a lot. That's the understatement of the week. And Paul Godaway can be found at efficientwealthmanagement.com. Tell us a little bit about your firm and then introduce us to your guest today.
Well, again, good morning. And Efficient Wealth Management is a boutique wealth management practice based here in the Woodlands, Texas, and working with a team of experts using a consultative approach. We've been helping our clients not only protect their wealth, but also mitigate their taxes, take care of their heirs, protect their assets from being unjustly taken, and maximize the impact of charitable planning if that's important. And one of the people we work very closely with when it comes to mitigating taxes is Melissa Rascon. She has her own firm, the Rascon CPA firm here in the Woodlands.
Hey, Melissa, you and I are old friends. How are you?
Hi, I'm great.
Yeah, it's good to hear you, and congratulations on your firm.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
It's been around for a couple of years now, so it's been great.
Yeah, I guess it's been a few years since you and I last chatted, but I was delighted to see you on the radar screen yesterday when I looked at the guests coming up. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm excited you remember me.
I enjoyed our conversations, and I'm really excited for you. I think you're extremely good at what you do, and I'm not at all surprised about your venture. So that's awesome. Paul, your question.
Thank you.
Paul, your first question.
Well, Melissa, tell me, why did you branch off? Why did you start your own firm a couple of years ago?
Because I found my passion to help people and their businesses. I didn't realize how great of a passion it was until I actually went out on my own, and I continuously asked myself what took me so long. But I appreciate all the experience that I've gotten throughout my 16-year career, and so it's just been a phenomenal experience to get out and help individuals and their businesses, or just individuals in general who are working really hard and trying to minimize their tax liability.
Kind of give us an overview of what your practice looks like in terms of size of businesses and that type of thing.
Oh, we work on businesses that are everywhere from startups to those that go into 25, close to 30 million in gross sales, that have 50 to 75 employees. We work with an array of businesses and individuals. So we provide a whole host of tax services, from tax planning, consulting. We even provide bookkeeping. We'll help them pay their bills, reconcile their bank statements, provide full-service payroll. We also do business consulting, where we will review your accounting systems and implement some internal controls. We've had clients unfortunately experience employees taking embezzlement, and so we've had to go in and implement internal controls around their accounting processes and reassign responsibilities, etc. We do QuickBooks training, and we also do strategic planning and tax return preparation. Interesting.
Paul?
Wow, so that's pretty interesting. Your big focus, though, is small businesses. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned fraud. I've actually had more than one client who is an entrepreneur get hammered by fraud, and I learned a very disturbing fact last week, especially when it comes to cyber fraud. A firm that is hacked has a 60% probability of going out of business within a year.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, a small business that's hacked. These big businesses, they can take the hit, but the small businesses, usually their accounts are wiped out. And I mean, it is a real problem. Are you seeing fraud and issues like that frequently now?
Well, in small businesses, it's unfortunately because they're smaller and they don't have the resources to pay to have a segregation of duties where necessary, the potential for fraud is higher. But I have dealt with those situations and coming in, and you can still somehow implement some level of internal controls even with when you don't have segregation of duties somehow. It's not obviously not as great, but you can still overlook and see what and implement internal controls around such areas that are very vulnerable for fraud.
Yeah, that's interesting. By the way, I do want to make sure we get the website in. And that's Rascon CPA Firm, RASCON CPA Firm.com. Paul?
Mm-hmm. So I'm probably reading too much news in the morning. But
well, you're scaring me, reading, so that's good, I guess.
Over 100,000 tax returns were stolen from the IRS. Not named Social Security numbers, but the entire return. If the IRS is losing this kind of information, it makes it very easy to take that information and pretext, which is where you pretend to be someone else, and break in to company bank accounts and company resources. Do you have recommendations for companies on how they could possibly protect themselves when the U.S. government can't protect them from identity theft?
Oh gosh, that's a really great question. In terms of, I don't know how much you can prevent other than consistently looking at your credit report to make sure that and monitor what's popping up and what's not, so you can address it as soon as something doesn't look right. I myself have received a letter from the IRS that someone tried to file a tax return in my name. And that kind of freaked me out, wondering where did they get all that information to file my tax return. And I guess the IRS saw that it was not my character to file so early in the year. I don't know. But I received something in the mail telling me that someone was trying to file my tax return.
Yeah, I got the same letter. I've actually been taught the 24-hour rule. If you're a small business, none of the consumer protection laws apply to you. And you have 24 hours to catch the fraud, or you're out of luck.
Wow, that's like a really, really bad game show, Paul. That's pretty frightening. We got about a minute left. I'm going to ask you to wrap up the segment. This is obviously a really good one. I might have to get Melissa on again to elaborate because this is very, very timely. Paul, why don't you wrap it up for us?
Well, I'm really proud to bring Melissa on. She and I have worked together for a couple of years now. She's got a great practice, great reputation in the community, and literally started from scratch. If you go to her website, you'd be amazed at what she's done. She's becoming a force here in the Woodlands, and we're very pleased to be able to invite her on the show.
Well, that does not surprise me at all, having known Melissa. And Melissa, thanks for your time today.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You bet. Do you want to remind the listener that the best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter. Thanks again, Paul and Melissa, and you're listening to The Price of Business.